Well, welcome back to the channel, guys and girls. Today we're out in a very, very tiny crappie pond. I don't know how many acres it is, but it's very, very tiny. We got the LiveScope action happening right now. We got fish about 100 feet away from us, and we also have a tree structure right underneath us. So let's go through and slam some crappies today. I was here the other day and didn't get the best video, so we're back trying to get some really good content for you. I'm going to try to use the GoFish cam and try to drop on those fish. I'm going to try to rig it on my other rod, but we're starting off with a 7mm tungsten jig and a plastic. I don't make this one, but I make one of the other ones that we're going to be using today. Kind of a small bait fish pattern. I got one right underneath me right now, actually. So let's drop down and see if they're active. Those are some big fish moving away from us. So they're 70 feet back behind us. So let's turn off spot lock. So this is the 93 SV. Head unit and the LVS 34 transducer, which is, if you're gonna upgrade from the 32 to the 34, just do it. Sell the 32 or buy another head unit. Like, all I've heard is this one is just so much better. I did not use the 32. I have used both in my boat. I had another person in my boat that had the old one, and this one is just so much clearer, better. You can see further. Like, I'm seeing schools of crappie 120 feet away, which I would, never have thought to go that far. That's a massive school of crappie, guys. Massive school right there. So let's get on them. So I fish out of the back of my boat. That's different from a lot of people. They'll fish out of the front of their boat. So I will try to get beside. So my boat's gonna be here, boat's gonna be here if you're gonna lay it down, and then I want my crappie off to this side of the boat. Ideally, doesn't always happen that way. We're sneaking up on them, and they're right in front of me here. We got a little bit of wind today, which is good. Keeps my spot lock honest. So they're right off my bow. Yeah, there's the mother load. Oh, there's two huge schools below me. Two huge schools, guys. There they go. Got him. Slabs for days, guys. Slabs for days. First little guy, he's going back in. So I'm using a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. This is a very tannin-stained water, as you can see from all the pine trees around me, from that drone shot I showed you earlier. So water's tannin-stained. I'm not too concerned about them seeing the line. And that way, if there's a lot of pickerel in these ponds around here, so that way I don't get bit off immediately. So here I am. One coming up to it. Oh, there's three coming up to it right there. Got him. Biggin. You know when they skirt across the surface like that they're bigger fish. Look at the size of that thing right there. Just choked it. Just choked it, guys. Just choked it. Let's catch some more biggins. All right, they're 50 feet away from me. So let's, we're using the Minn Kota Tarova. So what I like to do is just clip this thing to, I know a lot of people wear it around the neck, but I can't with the microphone and stuff, so clip it to my side. Some behind me, there's some in front of me, all over the place, guys. Try to get that sun on my back as much as possible here. Usually those bigger ones will be holding by themselves. That's what I've realized. They'll be lone wolfing, so there's one right there. All right, let's bump this out and let's see if we can go find some more. There they are. 70 feet that way. And I might have to downsize today. So I was here yesterday using the same bait, so if I hooked any in the school, they smarten up pretty quick, surprisingly. Right below me. This one's screaming for it. Bigger one. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Giant slob crappie. I mean, these aren't like 14 inches, but they're big. 13 and a half right there. 20 feet that way. So I cast it at the 30. So that's my jig. There's a ton of fish. Oh, that's another big one. Another absolute slob, guys. Another absolute slob. Oh, there's a whole school right below me now. Whole school right below me. Those are all fish. That's a tree. I'm gonna stay high and wait for them to come up. Tiny one. Tiny one, tiny one, tiny one. Not what I want. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's so many crappie. Smaller one, but he's fighting like crazy. So I'm using the Shimano Expride, super sensitive rod. I know a lot of people down south use like these 13-foot rods. I've been offered to try one and I have not tried one yet. So if you guys down south, which I mean by like, you know, Texas, South Carolina, like I'm way up north. I'm in New Hampshire. If you guys use those long poles and like swear by them, let me know and I will try one out. For probably next year at this point, but I'm gonna try to back up and get fish stacked behind me right now, absolutely stacked. And we'll eventually put on the Go Fish cam onto this and see if we can get one on the Go Fish cam. I know we can. They probably won't be shy about it. They are not that far down. They are like 5 feet below the surface. I think there's a bass underneath them because that's really big for a crappie. Should all be right there. Got it. Small one. Small one, small one, small one. But this is so much fun. So these are the baits that I sell. So these are like a 2-inch pearl shad. And then I also sell this 7mm tungsten jig with size 4 hook. That size 4 hook is just absolutely crucial to pinning these fish in the back of the mouth, not right on the side where they're like, they call them paper mouths for a reason, but in the back. That longer shank hook makes a huge difference. And I'm also using a loop knot for the first time, so that helps that bait ride parallel to the bottom of the lake. Yeah, there's another big one. See if I can get him to come to the surface. Yep, definitely get the small ones to come right to the surface. I saw that bite, that was pretty cool. And when you're releasing these smaller ones, try to release them as far away from that school as possible. They tend to spook the whole school. And the bigger ones tend to be sometimes at the bottom, like this. Hogosaurus, guys, look at that. Look at that. Got him from behind me. Oh, they're big in. Aren't these just like a super pretty fish, guys? Super pretty. I'll let the boat slowly drift over these guys. I'm gonna tap it in forward to slow me down completely. See if they're not scared about the camera. It doesn't appear that they are. Come on. They know something's up. Got him, finally. Not a very big one, but it's finally one on the Go Fish Cam. Yes. Only took me ages. Ages, guys, ages. You could easily come out here in like a kayak and just have a sleigh day, like trolling like inline spinners or something like that. That would be sick. But last one of the day, guys, not the biggest one, but thank you very, very, very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up button, comment below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. I know some of my crappie content goes all over the place because we have a very small finite population here in New Hampshire. Actually, they're pretty much everywhere. But not a lot of people target them for some reason. Even though they're really good to eat, they are super fun, especially for kids. And if you want to get your tungsten jigs and your baits, visit benditfishing.company.site, and a link for that website is below. The reason I started making them is because they were super hard to find, and super hard to find something that's actually reasonable cost. So I'm making them just for that reason. Thanks again for watching Bend It Fishing.